Hello YouTubers, it's YYC Mom here. I want to share with you today what I dehydrated today. Well, overnight. Yesterday. Almost, it was over 20, maybe even 30 hours. It went all day yesterday, part of the night. I did turn it off because I have a thing about having my dehydrator with certain items going overnight. And this item I wasn't quite sure how it would turn out. Also, I had it going on outside because in this case I was doing savory garlic in this cream, and it is a cream. It's not a cream cheese thickness, it's more like a very thick salad dressing, and it has raw garlic in it, so it was really strong, and the sour cream smell and the garlic smell combined really did turn my stomach. Although I do love this cream as a dressing or in cooking, the smell dehydrating it was just too much in the house constantly. So I put it outside. Thus the reason I turned it off at night, because I brought the dehydrator inside. We are in the city, and last thing I want is some stray animal coming up and taking my dehydrator apart and ruining all my day's work. So what I did, this is 270 grams, and it took 2 of these on my dehydrator tray. This is a mess right now because I turned them over. I used the fruit roll-up trays on the Nesco Professional Food and Jerky Dehydrator. And I noticed that it was quite shiny, so I felt it, and I was worried about it being greasy the first time. And it's not, it's just a sort of like a glaze. So I turned them over to make sure that they were okay, and they're not that shiny. But I did notice there was some oils trapped between the bottoms and the fruit roll-up tray. So that's why I flipped them over, to evaporate some of that oils. Some of the spaces I didn't share them over. No real oil. Nothing that's going to make a problem. It's more or less the shininess of the fruit roll-up trays. Now, these ones here in particular are dry. Some might feel comfortable in blending these up right now. I do not, because I do know that this is a cream cheese. I want it brittle, brittle, brittle. It's brittle. Some pieces are brittle. Like that one was pretty brittle. It's kind of still a slight stickiness to it. And I want to get rid of that before I go and blend it up, because I want it a powder. I learned with my dehydrating and blending of tomatoes that the tomatoes, even though you can get away with dehydrating them until they're bendy and they'll still preserve, if I continue to dehydrate them a little more and get them crispy, they'll blend better. And that's my goal here. So as you can see, I'm not quite comfortable with this being 100% just yet. And this is my first batch that I did. Oh, on this tray I could fit 1 to 2 of the containers in this. Now this doesn't cost me a thing. These, I got a case of, I think it was 12 or 16 of them in a case. So my worry was that they were going to go bad by the time we used them. Now the expiry date on this isn't until June 15th, but we don't eat that much dairy in our cooking, just because dear hubby has a milk allergy. So this is the first batch I did, and as you notice here, it's a lot crispier. It's actually slightly browned on top, and I think that was only because somebody turned up my dehydrator for a couple hours before I noticed, and all of a sudden the smell got a little strong, and I was wondering what was going on, and I went out and checked it, and yeah. So this one, it doesn't have the stickiness. It's hard to tell visually by me just cracking it, but you feel it. You feel it's a little sticky, and you just don't feel comfortable. I didn't feel comfortable in preserving it in that fashion that this is in right now. So I dehydrated it quite almost a day and a half, because, like I said, I did do this thick. I didn't want it to go bad in my fridge before I had a chance to use it. I thought the expiry date was a lot sooner, being that I got it for free. Sometimes the expiry dates go bad like the very next day. In this is raw garlic. So it's got the sour cream, the Philadelphia. I'm not sure if it has sour cream. Just a minute. Maybe it's just Philadelphia. It's got modified milk ingredients. Water, cream, bacterial culture, salt, garlic powder, garlic, vinegar, dried onions, modified cornstarch, onion powder, corn maltodextrin, lactic acid, carob bean gum, potassium sorbate, natural garlic flavor, spice, may contain xanthan gum, guar gum, and contains milk. Wow. A lot more than I'd like to eat, but when you get it for free and you do what you can with what you can, and you probably what you get. And that is what I'm going to do. I'm going to be blending these up. Not today, because what I'm going to do is, this is a little trick that I learned with my, well, I can't remember what it was. I put something in a plastic bag because I wasn't ready to, oh yes, it was potatoes. Potatoes I cut too thick, and I put them in a plastic bag ready for me to experiment with them, because they were I did not blanch, and I wanted to see how they would cook. A couple of days later, about maybe a week tops, they started to mold. Okay, that freaked me out. So everything now, I put in a little plastic baggie before I even think about putting it into a can and sealing it, or into a what do you call those freezer zip sealer bags? The vacuum sealers, because it'll be all waste of extra work if this goes molding. This has not been in the fridge. This is not anything other than in the plastic bag here, and that's not mold, that's a piece of onion there. So I check this every now and then, and we've got no mold so far. Got a little kid here who's trying to help out and making a mess. So anyways, these look like crackers right now, and they're going to sit in this bag while these finish, and then these are going to go into a Ziploc, and they're going to, sorry, I'm getting distracted here by a little rascallion. The life of a busy mom. And they're going to sit in the plastic bag while they sit. They're going to sit in a plastic bag so I can see if they're fully dehydrated. And then I can make sure they're not going to mold and waste my time on the blending process, because the blending, I have a little coffee grinder. Yeah, someone's got the giggles today. Well, just to let you know that it can be done, and if it goes bad, I'll put a post up, but so far so good. It's not looking bad at all. Yeah. Enjoy!